Hi, good morning, YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to re-record a message that I did yesterday. I realized that the wind factor was really real. And when I played it in the car, I was like, I'm not feeling the quality of that one. So God was like, just go ahead and do it again. And I was like, yep, you know what? Why not? I really like the message. So I don't mind doing it twice. So here we go. Welcome to Beaming Light. Beaming stands for bold, enlightened, aware, mature, insightful, nurturing, grateful. Light is loving, intelligent, generous, honest, and tactful. So yesterday's message I recorded and uploaded was "All Falls Down" by Kanye West. When it all falls down. So, like, if you are a Kanye West fan, you know that "All Falls Down" was a song featuring Selena Johnson that was supposed to feature Lauryn Hill, but it kind of just worked out that way, where Selena ended up on the track. And it's his first song. Like, I think it's like his literally first song that he's ever put out as a solo artist when he was, no, actually it's not, I'm lying. It's like the second or third song from the College Dropout album. But I want to relate that to a Bible verse. But first, I want to read the verse in the song that really resonated with me. Is actually verse 3. And I'm going to just, it has a little bit of, bleep, bleep. So I'm going to bleep those out. Verse 3 says, I say, F the police, that's how I treat them. We buy a way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. We'll buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover up what's inside. Because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Charlie's hollering what a ball is that. Drug dealers buy Jordan, crackhead buy crack, and the white man get paid off of all of that. But I ain't even going to act holier. But I ain't even going to act holier than thou, because F it. I went to Jacob with 25,000 before I had a house, and I'll do it again, because I want to be on 106 in Park pushing the bins. I want to act ballerific, like it's all terrific. I got a couple past bills. I won't get specific. I got a problem with spending before I get it. We're all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. Real lyrics. Very real. Very like something that can resonate. Like when you look at the depth of some music and the lyrics, you're like, wow, like this is like real. The part about we can buy a way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. I take that as like freedom of mind. Like stop being mentally enslaved. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have problems, those problems are going to follow you, right? So the Bible verse that I want to relate to All Falls Down in verse 3 in particular is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18 chapter 16, verse 18 out of the King James Version. And it says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. Again, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So let's dive into this, shall we? Pride goeth before destruction. I don't know if you guys realize that, as the holidays are quickly approaching, spiritual warfare is on a rampage. It is increasing and ramping up very quickly. Like it is a lot. It's a lot. And I actually had a conversation with my dad the other day. And I was like, I just felt like ever since I came back home, it's just been very weird for me. And so it's like I had to take a step back and I was like, am I the weird person? Because I can get in my own little world. I march to the beat of my own drum. Or is it like people, places, or things? And I'm realizing it's the nouns. The nouns are acting really crazy. And because I am always humble and nice and gracious and try to have a great attitude about things, I try not to take things personal because I know a lot of people go through things, especially during the holidays. It can be very tough season for people. So I really try not to take it personal. So I'm like, okay, like it's just really increasing in spiritual warfare because of this holiday season. But pride goeth before the fall. I realized also that, a lot of things have happened to me in my life, and I'm closing out a lot of cycles that needs to be closed out. And my pride just was stripped away from me. It was stripped away. It was completely like I was completely at an ego death. which was necessary, right? Probably before the fall, I needed that ego death. That was the huge wake up call for me in this spiritual battle, and realizing that like you need to put on the whole armor of God and get out here and fight this war because the enemy is attacking you. And a haughty spirit before destruction. I also realized too that some of the people, places, or things that I was dealing with had a very haughty spirits, mind-serving spirits, greed, prideful, very full of ego, just on the negative spectrum of things, right? When we talk about negative, we're talking about the devil, just demonic things that are just happening in their lives. And, when people are in that haughty spirit, misery loves company. They'll try to bring you down, and they'll let the enemy use them to bring you down. They'll kill, steal, and destroy. That's what he's here to do. I say this a lot in the videos. And a haughty spirit can also be like that monitoring spirit, and I've noticed that like a haughty spirit is like has an anxious attachment to it. So this is what I mean by that. I had a friend reach out to me, and like she's been kind of reaching out for a while, but like I said, I can get into my own little world. It's not anything to do with anybody else. It's just I have to do things for me that's going to make me happy and peaceful and bring joy in my life. So if I feel like I don't need to have a conversation with you, I just need you to respect that. It's not you, it's me. Like just literally take it. Okay, like she's doing her own thing. I'm just back off, leave her alone. When she's ready, she'll come to me. But she was like very like controlling over me having a conversation with her. And it got to the point like she was like, let's FaceTime so I can make sure you're okay. And I'm like, I am fine. Like, I am telling you I am good. She was like, no, I need to see you. I'm in my pajamas. And she's like, well, put a blanket over you. And I'm like, no, like, I need you to understand that that's not going to happen. And when I tell you I'm fine, you need to trust that I'm fine and leave me alone. Like when I'm just not accessible like that right now, because I am not giving a lot of people access to my energy. I need all of my energy to focus on me, my home, my dog. Like I just need to focus on myself right now. And that haughty spirit, that monitoring spirit, that anxious spirit, like that controlling spirit, I can't deal with that anymore. You can't control people. All you can do is control yourself. And when I look back at like some of the cycles and the relationships that I was ending with friends or people, places, and things, I should say, I saw like a little bit of element of that in myself, like of trying to control. And I was like, I can't control anything. All I can do is control myself. And if people feel like they need to control me, then those are the people I have to push back. And it's not to say that I don't love those people, because I mean, you love everyone, right? We have love for everyone in the world. It's just more of like, I got to take a step back and love on myself. And you know that I love you. If you really, really need me, I'll be there for you. But right now, I can't give you what you desire from me in that relationship or that friendship or whatever the situation is, right? So, and I also had this conversation with my dad, and he's always been like telling me like, you don't want to burn bridges, you don't want to burn bridges. And to me, this is my question to him. I was like, well, if the bridge is full of snakes, what are you supposed to do? And he was like, well, you might need those snakes to get back across. And he told me the story about where he needed someone, and he kind of like severed a little time, but it worked out in his favor at the end of the day. But I was thinking about that because like that just doesn't sit right with me, right? Like feeling like I need the snakes. I don't like that. I don't want to feel like I need snakes in my life. Like, because at the end of the day, snakes are not going to be loyal to anyone but themselves. They even can't be loyal to themselves because they're continuously shedding their skin. So they don't even know who they are. Think about that. So I'm like, oh man, I don't want like. And then I was just thinking about it because it takes me a couple of days kind of to mull over things and to think about things before God speaks to me, like I put it on my mind and put it on my heart, and then he'll kind of give me an answer. And I heard this message clear as day a couple of nights ago. I was laying in my bed and I was thinking about what he said about, not burning a bridge full of snakes. So where I live, there are two bridges to get from New Orleans to the North Shore area. And one bridge is very short. It's probably like a 7-minute drive. You have one hurdle, like one hill you go over, and boom, you're there. You're on the North Shore. And there's another bridge, and it's about like 20 something miles long. And I think it's like one of the longest bridge, if not the longest bridge in the US. It's called the Causeway. And it has about 6 hills that you have to go over. And then, on your way back to the city, you have to pay a toll coming back. And so I was thinking about things, right? And I kept picturing the twin span, which is the 7-mile bridge, full of snakes. The easiest route. You only have one hurdle to go over, one hill to go over, right? But it's full of snakes. And I was just thinking about it, and I just had that image in my head. And my grandfather, who's no longer with us, I kid you not, he came to me and he said, "Baby, I don't want you to worry about that twin span full of snakes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build you a causeway." Right? I just said the causeway is longer, has more hills to go over. You have to pay a toll coming back. But the causeway doesn't have any snakes. It's clear. It's a longer road. It's more difficult. You have more hills to go through. You have more peaks and valleys. You may have to pay a price coming back, but it's worth going across the causeway than to go across the twin span full of snakes and wondering what you're bringing back with you. So I encourage everyone, let the twin span burn. I'm not saying you got to be mean about burning those bridges. You can still keep in contact with people and connect, in the manner that you feel is appropriate. But it's okay to burn a bridge. It is necessary. Sometimes it's necessary for growth. Sometimes you have to let those snakes go so you can really get to the doves. And I don't know about you, this journey is all about being as wise as a serpent, as gentle as a dove. So let the twin span burn and let it fall down like London Bridge, because at the end of the day, if it's full of snakes, it's all going to fall down. All right. Well, I hope this message resonated with someone. I hope that it was clear and concise. It is sunny outside today. I'm very excited. I love the sun. So sunny vibes. Pay it forward with kindness. Spread love, light, and positivity. And happy early Thanksgiving to you and your family. Enjoy your day, guys.